Hey guys, what's up, man? Welcome to Sports Talk. What's going on? Hey man, Sean Payton, right now with the Broncos, no quarterback, right? No quarterback, no draft capital, no salary cap flexibility, no real hope. You know, and the way that he tried to play Russell Wilson, I think that was a disaster, flat out disaster. Denver already they already projected they're already projected to be over $18 million over the salary cap in 2024, right? And you give Russell Wilson all that money, like if Bronco released Russell Wilson before March 17th, you would have a dead money cap hit of $85 million in 2024. If they release him, if they could say, okay, let's wait till June 1st to release him, it would still be a huge cap hit. Of course, it will be $35 million in 2024 and $49 million, or $35.4 million. That's $36 million, $36 million in 2024 and $50 million in 2025. That's a huge. I know what they did. They traded for Russell Wilson from the Seattle money, right? And they give him a new contract. What they did, they figured, hey, look, he's a good quarterback. He's going to be here for a long time. They didn't want to worry about all this stuff. Let's say, you know what, let's reduce your deal and give him the money. And you give Sean Payton all that stuff. You see, they had the press conference. All three of them at the press conference. You know, the top dog Broncos had the press conference the other day. There was no vision. They looked lost. That organization looked lost, and they have children running the show. They don't know what they're doing over there, man. You know, it can work. It can work, but you gotta, you know, you gotta, man. But they're already $18 million over the cap, over the salary cap, and then, you know, if you, like I said, if they decide to cut Russell Wilson before March 17th, you will have a dead money cap hit of $85 million in 2024. If they wait to release it in June, as opposed to June 1st, which is what I think that they might do, but still, you have to spread out over 2 years, $36 million in 2024, $50 million in 2025, which is crazy. And you already, come on. But if they stay with him, right? Sean Payton without Drew Brees is nothing. Without Drew Brees, Sean Payton is not a good coach. But that partnership, that marriage, have to work, right? You have to let Russell Wilson play. But what they did, they're in trouble right now. What they did, they didn't want to guarantee Russell Wilson the money, right? They told him to reduce, which is that's some mob stuff, man. They told Russell Wilson, redo your contract, or we're gonna bench you the final games. And he's like, oh no, I'm not doing that. They wanted him to restructure his contract so to make it easier for them to trade, for them to cut him. And you know that. He's not an idiot. He said, no, I'm not doing that. So they bench him. And now the NFLPA is coming after them because he's suing them. You can't do that. Because now you make it difficult for him to showcase his talent for other teams. If you cut me, that's my livelihood. You can't do that. They try to mess up his name. So 2024, $36 million with $0 net saving, right? 2025, $50 million with zero net saving, right? 2026, you have $18.4 million with, so you will have a $40 million net saving. So you can let Russell Wilson play out this season in 2025. Now going to 2026, you would take an $18 million pay cut, but you already dish out $85 million to him, which is crazy. Right? You already dish out, and in 2026 you could do it, but still you have an $18.4 million. So you limited on like what you could do in terms of getting players getting hurt, which you could, you know what I mean? But at least you will have a net saving of $40 million if you're able to do that. Now, 2027, the cap hit will be $8.4 million. Net saving of $45 million in 2027. $8.4 million. He's cut. $18 million is a lot of money for 2026, but still, but he will have to be bad. And I think Sean Payton will be fired way before that. Because you haven't shown anything. Right? So, 2028, this is a $4.8 million cap hit, which is a net saving of $50 million from you start getting some traction here. You could do you could do something, right? So but the Broncos themselves, they will have a huge cap hit over the next 2 years before finally getting the relief in 2026. Because the relief is coming in 2026 with $18 million. 18 point what? That's at $19 million. And that's the only way they'll get some relief there. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, I think it's a huge mistake for the Broncos with Sean Payton because they didn't play this right. You know what I mean? So they didn't play this right. But it's not a business decision. There's no way in business. And right now, the Walton family who own Walmart and all this stuff, they own the Broncos. Right? So what are they gonna do? They're gonna raise some prices at Walmart to make people pay for Russell Wilson? But this is Sean Payton. If you look at Sean Payton's career without Drew Brees, what has he done? That's what you got. That's the thing people don't understand. People are saying he's a good coach. Sean Payton's not a good coach. Drew Brees was the mastermind. Drew Brees was a great quarterback, racist as hell. Drew Brees is a racist MF. Drew Brees is a racist MS. Yes, he is racist. But he's you gotta give him credit. He's a great quarterback. And the Chargers had two great quarterbacks. They had him and Rivers together, and that was crazy. And Rivers was like, "Nah, I want my own team. I don't want to be a backup to him anymore." Which is the same thing that Green Bay had with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers said, "I don't want to do that. I want my own team." Which is why you see Love saying, "I want my own team," and they had to move on. You know what I mean? And Drew Brees was balling out, but still they had to move on from them. They had to keep Phillip Rivers. He was younger. He had to Drew Brees had the rotator cuff, and the Jets had him in the building. They let him go because they were afraid. Similar situation with Chad Pennington, who had the similar situation, but Chad Pennington was never a good quarterback. He had zero arm strength, and after the surgery, so the Jets were kind of afraid. Damn, Chad Pennington dealing with the same thing, and then you're gonna get Drew Brees. Drew Brees, a lot of people should have lost their job, man. He went to Miami, he went everywhere. You know what I mean? They didn't do anything with him. But he went to New Orleans, and when everything was going on with the hurricane, all the stuff, and he saved that organization. He saved that city. He saved the entire state. He put that on them on his back. He did that. But without Drew Brees, Sean Payton's not a good quarterback. He's trash. Look at the record. You look at his record with Drew Brees. You look at his record without Drew Brees. What is he? He's trash. He's showing you who he is. He don't know how to coach. He doesn't know how to coach. A lot of coaches, they try to do all this stuff, complex stuff, to show that they're smart. These guys are idiots. Sean Payton is an idiot. He's trash. The relationship with Russell Wilson can work. You have to let Russell Wilson be Russell Wilson. You look at your skill set. Look at the players you have, right? Build your team based on their skill set, right? And say, hey, this is what you're good at. Let's do that. Pete Carroll, who's leaving Seahawks, he's a great coach. Now, with New England and the Jets, he was trash. He went to USC. He transformed himself. He said, hey, I need to build around the players that I have. And when he came back to the NFL, he built his offense and defense around. He would build his offense really around the players that he has. And that relationship can work with Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. But Sean Payton is an idiot. He think he know it all, but buddy, you're not that nice. You're not good. You're a terrible coach. Your decision making is bad. Nathaniel Hackett did a better job than Sean Payton last year. Nathaniel Hackett did a better job than Sean Payton. Sean Payton is not a good coach. He's a terrible. He's lousy. The guy's trash. So you have to let Russell Wilson work his magic. Let him be him, because that shit, he had a good season. He had a good season. Comparing to what it was last year, Russell Wilson had a great season this year. And they were a few games away from going to the playoffs. And this time, it was not him. I watched all the games. This time, it's not him. The defense made a lot of mistakes. Sean Payton made 99.9% of the mistakes. And I give the defense, 0.1 whatever. But Sean Payton is the trash quarterback, trash coach. You don't know what he's doing. Now so now too, you trying to cut. That would be a huge problem. That would be a huge problem for the Broncos to cut tie with them. They're already, like I said, as currently constructed. The Denver Broncos already $18 million over the cap, over the salary cap for 2024. So they're already $18 million, over. So I know the NFL, was it 2 years ago? I could be wrong. It might be 3 years or whatever. But they raised the salary cap for every team. I think it's $160-something million, right? They raised the salary cap for the team because when they add to 17 games, you know what I mean. So the ownership's like, hey, we have to raise the salary cap. The NFL raised the salary cap for them so they can get more players. So now you need more players on your roster. Instead of the 52 man, whatever, 53 man, you could have more players on a practice squad, whatever, right? So they raised the level. The Broncos already $18 million over that cap. So if the requirement is $100 million, they're $118 million. So they're $18 million over already, right? Already. So if people are talking about cut Russell Wilson. No, you need to cut Sean Payton, but they're not going to do that because Russell Wilson is not the problem. He is not the problem. The Sean Payton, all those guys met, to have that press conference. They look lost. I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? They have no vision. They don't know what they're doing. They look lost. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I'm sure the Walton just looking at this, yo, cause this is a hot mess. to be over 18 million over the salary cap, you're gonna have to trade some players, and you know what I mean. You're gonna lose talent. You look at your wide receiver core. Can you keep them? You can't. You have to restructure contract. You have to trade players. But if you think that by going after Russell Wilson, all you just saying is we're gonna be bad for 3 years. We're gonna be an expansion team for 3 years. So you have to say, I'm just gonna take the hit and don't have him at all. That's what you're saying. Because like I said earlier, if the Broncos release Russell Wilson before March 17th, he would have that money cap hit of $85 million in 2024. But if they waited to designate his release in like post June 1st, they would have to spread that money in 2 years. They could do that only in June 1st. You could spread the money, just like right now, the Jets have a $50 million, $60 million for Aaron Rodgers. They paying him $1 million this year, and they spread it. You know what I mean? He restructured his contract. You give the Jets almost $40 million. You know, Aaron Rodgers, that is. You know, he give the Jets almost $40 million, and you know, so they're able to spread it. So this year, he only played for $1 million. And that's a big thing. That's a huge favor, but they're able to spread it, right? That's your money. We put it in the bank for you, but so it won't add towards the cap hit, towards the cap, and they spread it, you know, whatever for next year. Next year it'll be a different story, right? Since he's planning on playing whatever for another 2-3 years, he might keep, you know, defer until he retires to get his money, but still. But for Russell Wilson, the team could do that. They will spread it over 2 years, $36 million this year, $50 million next year. But to be over that's a huge thing. But they have there's no vision. There's nothing going on there, and I think it's a huge mistake. You know what I mean? It's a huge mistake, man. There's a lot of players. A lot of people talk about this era, and you know, in terms of basketball, you know, this era is soft. When you look at the Jordan era, a lot, you know, they didn't have much. Right now, you have a lot of skills players. Right? You have a lot of players that know how to play. I know how to play basketball. So the skill is different, right? The skill set's different. So they able to, you know, they don't have to be that physical. I'm not saying they can't be physical, but it's just that they're a lot better than before. So they don't have to do all the extra stuff, hitting people, whatever. The game, you know, you can't play basketball like that. You know what I mean? You can't play basketball like that and think that you're gonna win. You know, you're gonna win, or you're doing it just hitting people. You gotta play the sport right, and you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do it right. And if you're not doing it right, it's not gonna work. Anyway, man, like I said, man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but can it work? It can work for Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, but Sean Payton have to stop being a hard ass and just play ball. But that team can work. You know what I mean? Anyway, man, it is what it is. You know, I don't like Sean Payton. I never liked Sean Payton. You know, yes, I did root for them. You know, when he was at New Orleans, whatever, the whole hurricane thing, I wanted them to succeed. Even though as a Jets fan, of course, it was a great story. You wanted that they were playing for the city. They were playing for the entire state, and it was a great thing. So of course, you got to root for them. But him as a person, as a coach, He's trash. You know, he's trash. Anyway, man, sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. We just posting content. We got one more to go, man. Let's go.